Okay. Some more things to clean. Okay. All right. Are you hanging out with Thomas today? I'm sure Thomas isn't covered in weirdness. Oh, okay. All right. Well, hi, everyone. Okay. There we go. Oh, yes. Get comfy. Oh, yes. So comfy, cozy. Okay. So, for tonight's reading, we have the color finders. We have look out for turtles. And a turkey for Thanksgiving. Why do you have tape on your blanket? Okay. So, which of these do you want to read first? Turtles? Good choice. All right, look out for turtles. Lay down. Lay down, Athena. Lay down, good girl. All right, or sit. That works too. Okay. Most land turtles move very, very slowly. Suppose you ran a 1-mile race with a turtle. You would cross the finish line in about 10 or 15 minutes. I mean, I guess. The turtle would get there about 5 hours later. Oof, it's more my speed. But did you know that some turtles can move very fast? These turtles live in the ocean. They have flippers instead of legs. Some sea turtles can swim a mile in less than 3 minutes. The very fastest human swimmer takes 5 minutes to swim a mile. Turtles on land and in the sea are among the oldest living creatures in the world. They have been on Earth for nearly 200 million years. Turtles were here at the time of the mighty dinosaurs, and they are still here today. Why have turtles survived so long? We're about to find out. Many turtles have hard shells. The shell is the turtle's house. It is also its shield. The hard shell protects the turtle from its enemies. When danger is near, most land turtles hide inside their shells. They pull in their heads, tails, and all 4 legs. Now the turtle is safe from harm. And it's interesting that they show a dog, because we know a certain husky that tried to eat a turtle. Also, that turtle was dropped into our backyard by a random bird because we lived across the street from a preserve at the time. This was back when we lived in Texas. And apparently, red-eared red-eared turtle is very common there. And I guess one of the herons tried to carry it back to its nest, and it got free and got dropped in our backyard. And like an idiot, I tried to, quote unquote, save it and keep it as a pet. And kept trying to escape, and it did one day. We had an old fish tank. Apparently, I could keep fish alive in California water, but not in Texas water. So I'd given up on fish, but I still had the tank. And then the turtle came. And we got all the turtle stuff that we needed. And the turtle finally escaped one day, and our husky Aurora caught it and tried to gnaw at it. But its shell protected it. Now we had to call the vet to see if there was something that our dog could get from turtles, and apparently salmonella poisoning is one of them. But she's okay. But that's a risk, apparently. So there's that. So it's interesting that they would show a dog for that. Hi, I know, you're crazy. The turtle's shell has 2 main parts. The top part is called the carapace. The bottom is called the, oh boy, plastron. Maybe. The carapace and the plastron are joined by a bridge. The bridge has openings for the head, tail, and legs. The box turtle and mud turtle have a special kind of shell. When the turtle is inside, it pulls the carapace and plastron together. Oh. The 2 parts close up tightly. You can't slip even a penny inside. All right. The carapace helps turtles to hide in another way. Many kinds of land turtles have a mixture of colors on their carapaces. Brown, yellow, green, gray, or black are common. The different colors blend in with the turtle's surroundings. A water turtle's carapace is usually dark in color. Water turtles swim so fast they don't need colorful carapaces to hide them from their enemies. On soil, sand, or mud, on grass, rocks, or logs, in ponds, streams, or the sea, turtles can be very hard to spot. Turtles don't have teeth, but they can bite with their strong jaws. A turtle bite can hurt an animal or a human being. Turtles have survived for millions of years for other reasons. They can live almost anywhere and eat many different foods. Those that live in or near ponds and streams eat water plants, bugs, snails, and fish. Turtles that live on land, or tortoises, as they are sometimes called, eat plants, fruits, insects, vegetables, and worms. Turtles that live in the sea eat seaweed, jellyfish, crabs, and fish. Most turtles that live in cold climates sleep during the winter months. They hibernate. Some dig themselves into the mud on the bottom of a lake or river. Others snuggle into the soil on land. There they stay until spring. Sea turtles in cold climates swim to warmer waters when the temperature drops too low. In March, what are you doing? Better not be taking off that diaper. In March and April, the land turtles begin to come out of their winter homes. Over the next few months, the male and female turtles mate. The female then digs a hole in the ground for a nest. Even turtles that live in the sea crawl up on land to make their nests. Very interesting. The female lays a clutch of eggs in the nest. The number of eggs in each clutch varies. The African pancake turtle, it's delicious. I love the pancake. Yeah, Philly, right? Lays just one egg at a time. The green turtle lays up to 150 eggs in her clutch. Oy, a lot of kids. After she lays the eggs, the female turtle covers them with soil or sand, and then she leaves. That's how she stays safe. She runs away. For 2 or 3 months, the turtles grow inside the eggs. By the end of the summer, the eggs are ready to hatch. The baby turtles use its sharp egg tube to slit open the eggshell. It takes from 1 to 4 days to open the egg and pull itself out. The baby turtle loses its egg tube after a few weeks. Well, you know. The newborn turtles have little protection. Their shells are very soft, so they must get to a safe hiding place quickly. They go as fast as their stubby legs or flippers can carry them. Tiny sea turtles head right for the ocean. Somehow they know the way. Usually they make the trip at night. Even so, many are caught and eaten by crabs and gulls. Young land turtles have to watch out too. Raccoons, birds, dogs, and foxes can easily catch and eat them. Turtles live longer than most other animals. One turtle lived to be about 170 years old. A soldier found this turtle on an island in the Indian Ocean in 1766. It was already fully grown when he took it to his camp. The turtle lived for another 152 years. In 1918, it was killed accidentally. Oh, no one knows how much longer it might have lived. Turtles range in size from tiny to gigantic. Among the smallest are the mud turtles. What are you doing? Goofy boy. They grow to be between 3 and 6 inches long. Oh, no, this is an actual size of one. Okay. That is tiny. The biggest are the seagoing leatherback turtles. One amazing leatherback turtle was found off the coast of California in 1961. It was nearly 6 feet long, and it weighed close to 1,300 pounds. The Galapagos turtle takes the prize for largest land turtle. At 4 feet long, it is about 2/3 the length of the leatherback. This turtle weighs an average of 600 pounds. That is a big one. I think we saw one when we went to the aquarium. Remember that? It was munching on some lettuce. Turtles are survivors. Most have hard shells to protect them. Their carapaces help keep them out of sight. Different kinds of turtles can exist almost anywhere on land or in the sea. Various sorts of turtles can eat many different kinds of plants and animals, and some live to be more than 100 years old. Yet every year, fewer and fewer turtles are left on Earth. Many are killed by humans. Some people eat the flesh and eggs of turtles, and people make combs and ornaments from their shells. People also build houses, roads, and factories on land where turtles live. Without room to wander, find food, and lay eggs, turtles die. Turtles are killed by pollution too. As we dump poisons on the land and in the water, we kill turtles. Some types of turtles have already died out. The Kemp's ridley is nearly extinct, and other sea turtles are endangered. Some land turtles, like the bog turtle, are endangered too. Once gone, these turtles will never come back. You and I have an important job to do. We must not harm any turtles we find. Save turtles we find on roadways by carrying them to safety. Help to protect and clean up the land and water where turtles live. Ask for laws to prevent sea turtles from being caught in large fishing nets. By doing our job well, we can help turtles survive for another 200 million years. What do you think about that? And if you're, I don't fully understand the new trend. I try to follow them on TikTok. You're a Visco girl? The scrunchies and the metal water bottles? Apparently you're obsessed with saving turtles too? I don't know. 34, I don't care about trends anymore. Okay, you want to pick the next one? A turkey for Thanksgiving. All right, let's see. A turkey for Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving morning. Mr. Moose helped Mrs. Moose set the Thanksgiving table. Sheep will sit here. He likes a chair that's straight up and down. Mr. Moose said, Rabbit here, Porcupine here, Mr. and Mrs. Goat here. He smiled at his wife. Isn't it nice to have friends to share Thanksgiving? Mrs. Moose set 2 paper pilgrims, one at each end of the table. She placed the paper turkey with its great fan of a tail between the candles and stood back. They look good, my dear, Mr. Moose said. Mrs. Moose sighed. Yes, but I wish we had a real turkey. Everyone always has a turkey for Thanksgiving. Everyone but us. How you doing, goofy boy? Everyone but us. Mr. Moose nuzzled Mrs. Moose's head. Well, that won't do. I will go this minute and find you a turkey for Thanksgiving. Mr. Moose put on his cap and went out. Mist wandered through the bare trees. Cold made his nose water. Rabbit poked his head from his rabbit hole. Mr. Moose, is it dinner time? Not quite yet. Mrs. Moose wants a turkey. I'm off to find one. Rabbit joined him in 3 quick hops. I'll come too. Moose's warm breath hung light in front of him. Snow crunched under his hooves and made little holes that Rabbit jumped over. I see the goats, Rabbit said. Mr. Goat raised his head and spat out the tin can he was chewing. Is it dinner time, he called. Not till I find a turkey, Mr. Moose said. We saw one down by the river, Mrs. Goat told him. And Mr. Goat added, I found one. The goats leaped down from their porch. We'll show you. Sheep was farther up the hillside, looking round as a fur ball in his winter coat. Is it dinner time, he bellowed. First, I have to find a turkey, Mr. Moose bellowed back. There's a turkey nest on the riverbank, Sheep called. Wait for me. The earth smelled of ice and moss as they crunched along. Above them a crow hung, black as a puff of wood smoke. Porcupine was hiding in the underbrush. It's you, he said, and put his quills down. We're off to get a turkey for Mrs. Moose, Mr. Moose explained. Do you want to come? I'm slow, Porcupine said. Pick me up on your way back. Who'd want to pick you up? Sheep asked, and laughed his bleat of a laugh. I'll wait, Porcupine told Mr. Moose. They saw Turkey's nest right away, and Turkey himself peering over the top of it. Turkey! Turkey! Mr. Moose called in his sweetest voice. Ah! Turkey blundered from his nest and ran. Mr. Moose lumbered after him. Turkey, don't run. We just want you for Thanksgiving dinner. Turkey ran faster. Mr. Moose saw the red and blue sheen of Turkey's neck. Turkey's tail brushed crumbs of snow behind him as he tried to fly. Too fat, Mr. Goat said. Turkey's legs bent in the middle as he fell. Mr. Moose put a booted hoof on his head and smiled his great toothy smile. I hope you don't have other plans for Thanksgiving, Turkey. He helped Turkey up. My wife won't mind that you're too fat. What's that? Full stop. No, wait a minute. You don't need my phone. You have a phone. He said, let's go. It's getting close to dinner time. They marched Turkey in front. I'm sorry about this, for I can see you don't want to come, Mr. Moose said. But I must insist. A promise is a promise. There was a wreath of dried fruit on the Moose's door. Inside the house was filled with Thanksgiving smells. Mr. Moose hid Turkey behind him. Look who I brought, Mrs. Moose, he said. Sheep, the goats, rabbit, and porcupine. And ta-da! He pushed Turkey round in front of him. For you, a turkey for Thanksgiving. Oh, I hadn't realized that Mr. Goat had been traveling with a fork the entire time. You can see him running for the table. He's got a little fork. Oh, it's adorable. Would you stop trying to get into my phone, boy? Here, look, a phone for you, your very own. L-L-S-T-O-P. Mrs. Moose clapped her hooves. I'm so happy to have you, Turkey. Thank you, Mr. Moose. Everything's perfect. Shall we sit? Sheep asked, heading for the straight up and down chair. Let's, Mrs. Moose pointed. Rabbit here. Porcupine here. Mr. and Mrs. Goat here. And look, I brought a chair from the other room in hopes of Turkey. A chair? Turkey stammered. Right next to me, Mrs. Moose said. Light the candles, Mr. Moose. There were bowls of acorns and alfalfa sprouts, dried since summer. There was willow bark and cured grasses and wild parsley. There were pressed leaves, thin and pale as new ice on a pond. I hope you find something here to your liking, Mr. Turkey, Mrs. Moose said. I wasn't sure of your taste. You were so kind to worry about my taste, Turkey said. I thought you'd be worried about how I taste. Heavens, no, Mr. Moose smiled his big-toothed smile. I filled everyone's cup of cold spring water. It's so nice to have friends around the table at Thanksgiving. Turkey's waddles wobbled. It's even nicer to be at your table and not on it, he said. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving, Turkey. Oh, Turkey. Okay, where's the last one? There it is. All right, the color finders. I'm gonna need your help for this one. Guess what, Mr. Salt asked Blue and Magenta. We are going to the color fair this afternoon. Hooray! Blue and Magenta shouted. We want to make a surprise to take with us, Mrs. Pepper said. Will you help us find everything we need? Sure, Blue said. We'd like to help. We need lots of different colors for the surprise, explained Mrs. Pepper. We can be the color finders, Magenta said excitedly. Wonderful, Mr. Salt said. The first item on our list is red, and it should also be round and crunchy. Let's check the backyard, Blue suggested. We are looking for something red, brown, and crunchy, Magenta told Stubble and Pale. I'm red and brown, said Pale. Yes, you agreed. But you aren't crunchy. Maybe what you want is around here somewhere, suggested Stubble. Everyone peered around the yard. I see it, cried Magenta. Do you see the thing that's red and round and crunchy? No, you're just pointing. What's red and round? It's round. That's magenta. And she's literally the color magenta. Alright, you're not gonna pay attention to that. Okay. We found some apples. They're red, round, and crunchy, Magenta told Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper. Magnifique, said Mrs. Pepper, clapping her hands together. Now we need something that is blue, round, and small, said Mr. Salt. Let's try the gardens, he suggested. On their way to the garden, Blue and Magenta saw Periwinkle playing in his yard. We're color finders, Magenta told Periwinkle. We're looking for something blue, brown, and small, Blue explained. Your ball is blue and round, Periwinkle pointed out. But it's big, not small, Magenta giggled. Suddenly Blue shouted, I found it, did you? Here are some blueberries. They're blue, round, and small, Blue told Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper. Merci, sang Mrs. Pepper. Something yellow is next. It's also long and needs to be peeled. We'll have to think about this, Blue said. Color finders sat in the thinking chair and thought about yellow things. There are lots of yellow things in here, Side Table Drawer piped up. Yes, Blue agreed, but it should also be long and it needs to be peeled. Magenta hopped off the chair with a gleeful shout. I know what it is! Here are some bananas, Magenta said to Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper. They're yellow and long and they need to be peeled. Wonderful, said Mrs. Pepper. We could also use something that is purple, round, and comes in bunches, Mr. Salt said. Let's look in the front yard, suggested Blue. Periwinkle was collecting bugs on the front path. Hi, are you some color finders? He asked. Yes, Magenta said. Have you seen something purple and round that comes in bunches? I have something that's very perfect, grinned Periwinkle. Oh, you're right, Periwinkle, Blue said. Here are some grapes. They're purple and round. They come in bunches, Blue told Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper. These are perfect for the surprise, cheered Mr. Salt. But we still need a few more colors. Can you find something that is green, sweet, and bigger on the bottom than it is on the top? Asked Mrs. Pepper. His hat is green and bigger on the bottom than on the top, Magenta told Blue. But it's not sweet. Ah, it's a pretty sweet looking hat. Suddenly, Mailbox appeared in the window. The mail's here, he called out. Thanks, Mailbox, Magenta said. Oh, I think I found the answer, Blue. Here are some pears, Magenta announced. They're green, sweet, and bigger on the bottom than they are on the top. Magnifique, said Mrs. Pepper. There is just one more color on the list. We need something that is orange, said Mr. Salt. And round and juicy, added Mrs. Pepper. The color finders looked around. I already see it, Blue shouted. Do you? Blue raced across the kitchen with Magenta right behind her. Grandma Cayenne was giving Paprika and Cinnamon their lunch. Paprika was eating something orange, brown, and juicy. Hi, Paprika said to Blue and Magenta. Do you want an orange? Color finders nodded and smiled. Merci, Mrs. Pepper said. We found apples, blueberries, bananas, grapes, pears, and oranges. Now we are ready to make our surprise at the color fair, Mr. Salt said excitedly. What could it be? Magenta whispered to Blue. It's Time for the surprise, Mr. Salt announced at the fair. Voila, said Mrs. Pepper, uncovering a large bowl of fruit salad. Wow, Blue exclaimed. That's made with all the colorful things we found. Mrs. Pepper nodded and smiled. We could not have made this colorful surprise without the help of the color finder. Oh boy. Are you going to go to sleep? Are you going to do the sleeping? Probably not. Alright. Okay. Alright. Yeah. We went a few minutes over. Well, that's okay. That happens sometimes. Alright. Well, we'll be back tomorrow night with 3 more stories. I gotta finish this up and then go see what I'm gonna stream on Twitch tonight. Alright, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.